Are you guys talking about hypnotizing people?
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd be easier to hypnotize than me because I don't go to sleep easy.
I don't either.
I feel like you fall asleep right away.
I sleep like 4 hours a night. Does that make it easier?
It depends on how easily you tap into your imaginative mind versus how much can you block out the crap that's going on that's in the room.
Oh, yeah, I can do that pretty well.
Then you would be easier to hypnotize. That
Okay.
would be the reason for that. But if it's harder to get out of that,
Yeah,
you know.
every time Tiff starts telling a story, I just fall asleep. So it works out. Oh, hi, Tiff.
Talk about taking a long time to do something.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, Cody?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Oh, not a lot. What's new?
I don't know, man. Let's ask the 8-Ball. Welcome back, guys. This is a historic event. This is year 2, episode 1.
Yeah, we just had our 1-year anniversary episode.
Yeah.
I'm on a historic event.
Historic event.
And people said COVID was for nothing.
Look on the positive side of
Yeah,
life.
now we're here.
We've got Adventureland's best magician. The only
I'd say the Midwest's best magician.
the Midwest.
No offense to Jonathan May. He's second.
Okay.
Jonathan is the student.
He's the student.
He's Grasshopper.
Yes. You're Mr. Miyagi. He's
He is-
Danielson.
Yes.
Yes.
Wax on.
We've got the
Wax
first
off.
beef of the podcast too.
First beef?
Yeah,
Beef.
You two had a beef. Or
we did.
Well, you
Remember?
didn't know
I
about
thought
it.
that was ancient history.
It is. Cody started
Evidently
it.
not. Look at this.
Well, yeah, that's why we brought you here to actually.
Yeah,
this is
squash it.
What's this? An intervention. for
Intervention.
Cody.
Oh yeah.
Poor guy.
So I
Welcome,
know-
Ben Ulin.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I'm pleased you invited me. I'm tickled to be part of this. I mean, you've had Willie and his daughter and
Yeah.
Jonathan May, and I was beginning to feel really left out.
Yeah, maybe you can get the weather more accurate than Ed Wilson did. So it'll be good there.
Yeah, I opened the window
Yeah,
and I get accurate weather.
100%
information.
chance it's not currently raining.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Ed got hate mail for not being able to make it rain. As a magician, do you ever get you got to have some people that boo you over your eye?
Like
over
people
yours?
leave the show and like, do what? You didn't cut her in half enough.
Yeah, we wanted it vertically, not horizontally.
The only looting and rioting I've ever caused was my post against Cody. That was the only hate mail I ever received, and it was all the local comedians here,
Which is fair.
which is fair. You know, I did to address that, and when you did the podcast with Jonathan May, and you guys brought it up then because you knew that we were friends and good friends. You said something in response to that made me feel better about it all because you said, A, I didn't name you.
Yeah.
And B, it was comics as in plural, and so it was, and that's what you said, and I went, oh, thank goodness you recognize that because that's exactly right. It wasn't at all anything.
To be fair, Cody as an amateur comedian has a huge ego already, so he just assumed you were only talking about him.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Big ego is the best place to start.
He's like, I was easily the 4th best tonight. He had to been talking about me.
No, it was. Are we going through this?
We can.
Let's do it.
Let's air that. Let's clear
just
the
roll
air
right
here.
in.
Here's what's the post was, and I'm trying to remember it. I took it down. I think it was period. Comics walking around holding their phone, period, can't even memorize their jokes. The might have come at the end.
That's fair.
So, and then what was happening, of course, is that was posted at a time that's what you were doing. You were on this very stage, walking around, and you stopped. I don't know. It wasn't all the time, but it was 3 or 4 times that you stopped the comedy and you scrolled and says, "Oh, I wrote this one," and let's see what else happened, and you scrolled. And that was, so here's the context that you guys are all missing from this. First of all, I've been going to lefties off and on, and I never did the open mics here, but I've done No Shame and some other things that are kind of similar. And I was this thing's been festering about what's different about open mic nights now than what they used to be back in the 80s when I got started. Because there's something different, and I just kind of felt I couldn't put my finger on it. So let's start with that. So I'm come down. There were 2 shows that night. You were in the second show, the open mic night.
Yeah.
And I hosted the first show, the No Shame Theater.
Yeah.
And we kind of ran out of acts, and we wanted to keep the people here so that there was an audience for you, for the second show. So what I do, I did a story. It wasn't magic, it wasn't jokes. I told the story of my first open mic night and what had changed my entire life. Something that happened, a heckler that changed everything in my head. And I told this story, and it went really well, and I was so excited. So understand, as the host, I'd gotten here at like 5:30. I had a scotch, and then before the show started, I had a scotch, and then somewhere before about mid, I had a scotch.
I think
and
it's
then
a theme amongst our guests.
After the show, I had a scotch because that had a good one. So I was sitting down. Willie'd come down to watch it. Jonathan was there, and I look up, and I see the scrolling with the phone. And so what I did is I just wrote out what I saw, just the imagery. I didn't know where I was going to go. I was just writing things. And so I would have deleted on any other night. It was a 4-scotch night.
But that doer's got you.
Somebody came over and wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk to them. Normally it would have been just delete, and I didn't. I post.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it. So later, I realized more of what it was. It had nothing to do with phones and walking around. I realized people bring up their notebook and they refer. You've written things. You got to remember. Yeah. It's not in an order that you've done before. But a lot of times, you got the stool and you put the drink down and you put the thing. And what you do is you do the comedy. You come back. You take a drink and you take your little look at then you come back. So all the time you're performing, and it just looked like you were not. Yeah. That's not what you were doing at all.
I wasn't quite prepared, but it was a new bit. I was like, I probably need to write it down in a book. It looks less obvious, like you said. I did that, and I did that last week. That's what I've been doing is write it down and come back and give it a peek, makes it instead of this.
See, I didn't realize that Cody actually had notes in his phone. I thought he was just using Tinder on stage, like seeing if there's any girls in the crowd that were swiping right.
Well, Tinder, yeah.
Well, he has an ego for an amateur comedian. He's like, I'm gonna swipe right on everybody.
I gotta keep this going. And so it wasn't, and that wasn't even what that wasn't even what it's okay to do. It's your time on stage. You do what you want. It was not my, I do think that I will stand by the idea that you shouldn't walk around with your phone.
No, I agree with you.
It doesn't look as professional as it could, and it's not good for your mind. You're better to try and make it up here by memorizing it, right? It's just better as a comedian it's a better practice. But it's not that at all. This is what's changed. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth again, and we're going to
get you another scotch.
Writing and looting on. Yeah, I haven't even.
We're putting this on TikTok, so make sure you say it clearly.
This is when we used to do open mic nights. We didn't have social media. We had one in town, and it wasn't even comics only. It was down here, Montana's on Court Avenue, east side of the river. And this is where I met Willie Farrell back in 1981. This would have been when we did this.
Nice. I was -2.
I was -6.
So and that's where we all met, and this is what we did. But that time on stage was the only time we had on stage. There wasn't a Funny Bone. There wasn't any comedy clubs. There wasn't any. No, the companies weren't hiring comedians. You didn't have any of that. So the time on stage was that limited. That you had to put everything that you were on that stage. It wasn't a time to work out anything, to practice anything. It was, this is my act. This is very important that I use this space. And so it seems like the act that we used to give was worth an open mic night audience coming to see, because these were these guys trying to do their best at, and giving you an act. What's changed, and again, I don't mean to demean either one of these, but it's becoming more like karaoke, where the service is more about the comedian, where karaoke is more about the singer getting the experience of singing, right? Having fun, they give everybody a microphone. Doesn't matter whether you can sing, whether you know the words, anything. So you could walk away with this, I felt really good about that. And I think that some of the open mic nights are kind of catering to that. It's like a Cheers bar. Everybody comes to have a couple of drinks with their friends, get up, tell a couple of jokes. And then they Monday morning they go back to their regular day job, and then it's all about getting ready for that next Thursday night.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was looking at. Here you were looking at your screen it was exactly like karaoke. It was one step closer to being actual karaoke. So that's what it was for me. I just thought, well, that's changed.
Yeah.
You've been doing this long. We didn't have cell phones even back then.
Nope.
You had to write everything down or have it memorized.
Well, and back then, Willie and I were talking about this the other day. We couldn't advertise ourselves because we didn't have a place, an event. If your name got in the paper or got on a poster, it's because someone else put it there, thought you were good enough to put it, and so you didn't have control over your own marketing back then. And it's a very different world. Yeah. Not better or worse, it's just, in some ways it's easier, in some ways you guys have a lot more competition, and it's harder now, so.
Side note, I like to stalk people's Twitters, so I stalked your Twitter. I saw that you just talked about karaoke. You used to host karaoke.
I did. Wednesdays for a long time over at a place called Mulligan's. And again, that's 80s. I like to sing. I love to sing. I used to close my my comedy club set with a blues song I did on a harmonica, a cappella, Funky White Boy Blues.
Okay.
And, back then it was funny.
Fun facts about Ben Ulin.
But then again, that's 90s. You can find that on YouTube, my Funky White Boy Blues.
On your YouTube channel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do it. Maybe that'll be our fake sponsor of the week.
Ben Ulin playing the
Ben
harmonica?
Ulin singing the blues.
Singing the blues. All right.
Love it. Do you still do that at your shows now? Ever?
I don't, because the material is now politically incorrect. It was topical at the time. I thought I was being extremely clever because I'm one of the most white bread, north side of Des Moines, Hoover High School. You don't get much more white than I am. But we don't talk about race at all anymore. It's a subject to step away from. Right. And so that's what that it was all about, how really typical and hard it is to be a comedian if you're not dealing with bad family situations or race or your physical size. If you didn't have those things, how do you be a comedian when you're a wasp? Yeah. Nobody knows what that means anymore. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. I'm not even actually that. I'm a WASM.
WASM?
Yeah, White Anglo-Saxon Methodist.
Oh, okay.
Which was never a term used.
No.
You've lost me already.
See, I saw that. I saw the eyes glaze.
Glazed over.
I said, "Oh man, I better bring out a magic trick fast because we're going to lose Eric."
Yeah, I think you just hypnotized me.
I do that as well.
Tell me about when you met Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, you're looking off notes. He's back to his phone again.
Hey, easy.
I've been waiting to use that line ever since you first. I've been waiting to do that, just so you're.
The beef is restarted.
Just for tonight. Yep, and holding on to that one.
Fair enough.
Siegfried and Roy. A friend of mine and I, here in Des Moines, for a while, we did an act together. We called ourselves Salt and Pepper. Terrible name.
Push it real good.
Man, it was terrible. But we kind of were like Penn and Teller.
Yeah, Penn and Teller's great.
Because I did all the talking and Terry moved silently. I mean, he wasn't a mime. I mean, we did like Who's on First, Abbott and Costello's Who's on First, and some things like that. But he didn't like to speak. He did all these. He could pull cards out of the air and thimbles out of your nose, and he was that kind of guy. And I did all the speaking stuff. Well, we worked together for a little bit, and then we kind of fell apart. But we decided to go out to Las Vegas. We were going to make it. We were going to be the next big thing. And we went out there, and I went up and down the strip. I talked to every casino and trying to figure out how you get in. Who do you audition for? Who do you talk to? Got nowhere. Yeah. So we decided to move on. Somebody told us to go out to San Francisco because you can work right on the streets, street entertainment. We thought that's what we're going to do. So that right before we were packing, we were loading everything up. We'd stayed for a week, or 2 weeks. I guess it wasn't in a hotel, weekly hotel. And we were packing things up, and I got this notebook that I was packing that had some ideas in it. And one of the ideas was an illusion that I had just kind of come up with. I'd never built it, didn't do it, but it was like a big aquarium filled with clownfish, orange, black, and white striped fish, right? And you cover
like
it
Nemo.
with a handkerchief, and or a big cloth. You pull it off, and all the water, all the fish are gone, and it's turned into a live tiger. And I thought that change of water and fish into a live, mammal was a really cool trick. Nothing I was ever going to do because I don't work with animals. I don't do those big tricks. But I thought it was a cool idea. So I wanted to give it to Siegfried and Roy. They were the guys to do that trick. I just wanted to give them the idea. So I call up the Stardust, which is where they were playing at that time, 1980. And I'm talking to the person at the counter, well, how can I get some notes to Siegfried? And she said, oh, just a moment. Next thing I know, I'm talking to Siegfried. Hello? I'm a magician from Des Moines, Iowa. And I said, well, I've got this idea. I thought maybe you might be interested. I just want to drop it off. I'll come in. And he says, can you come now? Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, we'll come now. So, yeah, come in, give your name. You come back. And so I turned to Terry and I just went, Terry, we're going to go see Siegfried and Roy. They want to see this idea. And he was like, no way. I said, yes, way. I put on a suit. I put on a thing. Terry has his cowboy hat on, T-shirt. He thinks I'm punking him, right?
Yeah.
So we drive all the whole way. No way. So we get in there. We go all the way back. And next thing you know, we're issued to the back. And we're right into Siegfried's dressing room. And he shakes my hand. He sets me down. Terry sits off to the side, and Siegfried. So tell me this idea, and I show him my little scrawled notes and all this stuff. And he listened I just didn't expect I would have this kind of attention from Siegfried. He taps on the table and says, have you built this? I said, no, I'm not a builder. He says, you build this, I'll buy it. Wow. Love the idea. Of course, I'm never going to build this thing. But he says, have you seen the show? I says, no, because the show back then was probably $80, which eventually became $180,
Yeah.
But back then, $80 was a lot more money. And I said, we have. And he said, oh, you be our guest. Come, go with VIP line, give them your name, and we'll set you up. You be our guest. And we walked out of there. Before we did, he leans into me. He says, oh, tell your friend to dress up. Yes. So we came back to the show that night, and they pulled us out of the line. Somebody recognized us from out of the line, knew our names, marched us down, put us in this booth right next to the stage. We had champagne, complimentary champagne. Everything
Nice.
that happened, they walked right by us on the thing. Roy appeared right behind us. And they didn't want anything other than just... They are my examples of entertainment royalty and ambassadorship to what you can make someone feel as an entertainer.
Yeah.
And, so that's my Siegfried and Roy story.
Would you say they're your favorite comedian, or not comedians, magicians?
That's a hard one as far as who my favorite. Magic has so many flavors.
Right.
There's guys that I like as close-up magicians. There's guys that I like as comedy magicians. There's guys that I like as illusionists. There's guys I like as mentalists. So as far as just big grandeur shows, I kind of go back and forth between them. They're not their later show, but the show we saw was a lot more personable. It was a lot more intimate, and it was a really marvelous show. Lance Burton had one of the best shows for a long time. Kind of hard to beat.
I grew up watching Lance Burton. I remember that.
To see him live was the same thing. He had a lot of intimate things that showed his personality, and then he had these big illusions, and together they were good. David Copperfield for years has shown. Right. He's kind of out of the limelight. Comedy magicians, Matt King. I don't know if you know him. He's a funny guy. Penn and Teller. They still
great.
Matt King did a lot of close-up magic too, didn't he?
No, well, he did some things on one of the world's greatest magic shows or whatever it was as a teaser to get you to come back. He'd show you a trick, and then we'll show you how to do it when we come back.
I was a big Amazing Jonathan fan.
I saw Amazing Jonathan in early '80s down in Louisville.
Yeah.
When I was with a burlesque troupe called Giggles Galore.
Galore.
I was a baggy pants comic. Where the great big comics and waka waka, it's like what Fozzie Bear does. It's exactly that. I got a chance to do my little thing. But we all, as a group, the dancers and the soft shoe guys and the other comedians, we all went to go see the local comedy club. And it was Jeff Foxworthy was the headliner before anybody knew who Jeff Foxworthy was.
Yeah, it was
and
magical.
The opener was Amazing
him.
Jonathan. And it blew me away. I'd never seen him before, and
fantastic.
I peed my pants that night. He was very, very funny.
Nice. With that being said, let's take a quick break, go into our fake sponsor of the week. We'll be right back.
We'll do some more scotch.
Can't we all just get along At the Red House Furniture,
we can.
At the Red House.
I'm Richard, a.k.a. Big Head. I work at the Red House, and I'm black.
At the Red
I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, a.k.a. 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House.
I'm black and I love the Red House. I'm white and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
Look at the sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
And all people.
Good job.
Welcome back. Thanks to our fake sponsor of the week.
Yeah.
Are we recording yet?
Oh, yeah. We're ready. I like to confuse them and just not tell them when I'm recording.
Well, he looks like that
Sometimes
most of the
he'll-
time. You never
Confused?
know whether he's always like, "Am I on?"
Yeah,
Am
well,
am
I usually
are
wait
you
till he picks
recording?"
his phone up, so that way I know he's ready.
Usually, that's what. Yeah, people when I do my comedy. I'm like, hey, can you guys hear me out there? You guys didn't get the joke. Why are you laughing?
Oh, that's sad.
Okay, now
I'm
we're
so
ready,
sorry.
Cody.
All right. Welcome back. Thanks to our fake sponsor.
We were recording that whole
I
time.
fucking hate you. God, I fucking hate you.
I love these guys.
All right, we got some magic coming up. Ben's gonna show us a trick.
Okay, now here's the thing. You had one request. You gave me one job to do, one job, and that was to cut this guy. That was the one thing.
Cody wanted to look me in the eye for once.
Exactly. He just and I thought hard about because I have a thing. I got a trick that will do that. But I couldn't get it here, and there was all kinds of reasons. We're going to use it in the show this year, so you have to come out to Adventureland to watch it.
For sure, yeah.
So
I got season pass. We're good.
I figured, if I can't cut you in half, I'll do the next best thing.
Okay.
I'll cut off one of his fingers.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I figured that he would be at least one finger short. You see
Yeah,
what
I get it. I get
Dad
it.
joke
I
number
get
one.
it.
There it is. I had to
I'm
do
kind
that.
of scared. I don't know which finger I want to lose.
Okay, now you've maybe seen these in the magic shops. They're plastic and they're fake.
Looks real to
I
me.
feel like I used to have one of these
This
as a kid.
cuts cigars, different size cigars, because you cut off the ends of them, right?
Yeah.
But it's built like a little, like a
Yeah.
guillotine thing. So there's a little blade here. It's not really very sharp, which makes it more painful when it goes through.
Good.
And the little thing that normally you put something through and you show that it cuts to begin with, but I don't smoke. So here's what we're going to do. You can see it. Hopefully, you can see it pass down through all the holes there, right?
Yeah.
Pass down through all the holes. Okay. And we need your finger. Give me,
Yes.
give me the finger, Eric.
I'm so excited for this.
Tim, sorry I have to disappoint you later.
Whichever one you don't.
Give her the big one then.
Both these. Hopefully they can
Which
see.
finger do you want?
Well,
Middle's my favorite.
use the middle if you know what, everybody's got a suit up here.
Yeah,
So,
good call.
a little bit okay, yeah, a little bit of this.
Squirt.
Yeah, a little bit of that. There you go. Everybody suit up. And then now it's man, I'm really slippery now. This won't work right. Okay. Put your finger inside.
Doesn't matter which finger?
Can you swap and we'll use this so that
Oh, man,
that hand isn't in the way?
It's my dick hand. But
Yeah,
okay.
whatever finger you can do without.
All right.
Is that the one?
Oh,
Yep.
this is-
You even have big fingers.
Thank you.
Okay. Put those into a fist so we can see just the one finger. I want to ask you a question. Do you feel the blade on top of your finger?
Yep.
You do. Of course you do.
Yep.
You need.
I can see the one on his finger.
You can at the moment.
I'm pretty scared.
Wait till we get rid of some of the nerves. I want you to go ahead and grab the other end in case it drops off. I hate it when I don't have the end of the finger.
Awesome.
I don't know what's going to happen.
We're gonna pull this down just a little bit, just a wee bit.
Yep.
And then I am going to hit this as
If
hard
he
as I
pulls
can.
my finger off, I'm going to shit my
Given
pants
this
on stage.
position, are you still feel it on top? Right?
Yep, I feel
here
it.
we go. 1, 2.
Oh, come on.
3 days ago, I tried this.
Oh, man.
I hadn't had it out in like 2 years.
I just peed a little
2
bit.
years I hadn't had it out. I had to dust it off. And I hope it's still working. Are you still with us? Okay,
Yeah,
here we go.
I'm scared to
1,
look.
2. You
Yep.
feel the blade on top.
Yep.
Yes, okay. Boom. Don't let go. Don't let go. We don't know that it's connected. It might be stuck. Okay, you feel it underneath you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can let go. Okay, and you can pull the finger out. Make sure it works. Go up and down. Okay. And if you would like to examine the blade, examine the thing, make sure there's no shrapnel left in there.
There's a little blood, but other than that, it's good.
Look at
I
that.
mean, it's like tacked through. I can see it's tacked through here.
Yeah, it is. It's not, no problems, no Band-Aids, no lawsuit. I love it.
No lawsuit.
A few years from now, when my finger falls
There you
off.
go. You've
really wish
officially
Nice.
been cut into pieces by Ben Ulin. There you go. Now
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Put that in the resume.
Oh, dude, that was the scariest I've ever been.
You can add that. So his resume states that he was, Times Person of the Year.
Well, yeah, as were both of you guys.
Yeah. Time had, what was Times magazine?
It was you were the person of the year.
Just you.
You.
So he's gonna add this to his resume.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was a
excellent.
Cut in
WWE
half, I bet
Slammy
you
Award
would.
winner. Fun fact, I bet you didn't know this, and I bet you clearly you wouldn't remember. Ben used to host the KDSM Fox 17 Kids Club.
1989, 90, 91, 92.
Did
No
you
idea what
know
that is.
I was the host of a children's show on
Yeah.
Fox station here in town.
Okay.
Did you know my Boy Scout troop when I was younger was on there?
Oh, did you come out?
Yeah. And did you do the intros for shows too?
No, that was Steve Berry.
Okay, yes. We did like a twofer in one day because I did the intro to the Woody Woodpecker show one day, and then we went and saw that as well. 2 for 1. I think I was 6 or 7 at the time.
You were a celebrity at
Yeah.
that point.
That needs to go on my resume.
Absolutely needs to go on your resume.
Like, have you ever watched KDSM Fox 17 in 1989?
No,
What's
I was
up?
2.
Well, did you guys get that in Fort Dutch?
I was 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't remember.
So at this
I probably got a call. Don't take this wrong, but I probably got a call from your mom saying, "Are you free? You're so good with kids." I got so many calls
yeah, if
from women.
You
I
would've
don't
answered
doubt,
that.
so
that, I
good
don't
with
doubt that you got
kids.
that call either.
You would have been adopted if you would have answered that.
Well, yeah.
All right, at this point in the show, we usually kick off second segment. Well, this time we did it with losing a finger, but we do it with a little segment called the Blitz.
All right.
Hot, hike!
It's a blitz. It's a blitz. It's a blitz. Yeah, it's a blitz. Let's go.
Blitz, 5 questions this week. I'll ask you first, rapid fire. Then we'll ask Cody. We'll compare answers.
All right.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1. Favorite ride at Adventureland?
The Monster, the new roller coaster.
Nice. That was rapid fire. I like it.
Yeah.
Question 2. If you could make one thing disappear, what would it be?
Racism.
Okay.
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 Question 3. Better fake magician. They're not really fake. David Blaine or Chris Angel?
Oh.
Which one's better? That's weird. Which one's worse? Which one's more fake?
Yeah, there we go.
Chris Angel.
All right.
Wow.
Would you rather lose all of your hair or all of your nails?
Ooh. I've already lost all the hair on my eyebrows, so I'll say hair.
Okay.
I'm living without hair.
Last question. If you were to get a tattoo right now, what would it be of?
It would be on my foot, and it would say, "If lost, return to Adventureland."
Return to.
That was a quick answer.
Yeah.
I've had that one before.
All right. Cody, you're up.
All right.
Question 1. Favorite ride at Adventureland?
Man, it used to be the Dragon. Now I got to say the Outlaw.
Wow. You like concussions. That's cool. Question 2. If you could make one thing disappear, what would it be?
You.
All right.
Ooh.
Nice.
Quick.
Better fake magician, David Blaine or Chris Angel?
I got to say David Blaine's better, even though, I used to love Chris Angel until I got older. But, yeah,
Okay.
got to say David Blaine's better.
Question 4. Would you rather lose all of your hair or all of your nails? You already can't grow a beard.
Yeah,
so.
I can't grow a beard, so let's go with hair.
Okay.
I can wear hats. I can pull off hats.
And if you were to get a tattoo right now, what would it be of?
Honestly, it'd probably be. I have an idea for like a family tree with people's names, like my grandpa's name and stuff like that. But it like the branches, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it'd be something like that.
All right, that was the Blitz. Let's go over your answers. That was actually the fastest Blitz we've done in a long time.
I think one of the worst tattoos you could put on your chest is that arrow that says "I'm with stupid."
With the arrow pointing down.
Yeah.
Well, there
points down.
Favorite ride at
This
Adventureland?
makes me stupid.
You said the monster. You said the outlaw. The correct answer is the swim up bar.
Oh. Here.
What's the ride there?
Depends how many drinks you have.
Yeah, they're all rides.
If you can make one thing disappear, what would it be? Cody clearly likes racism to be here, so we'll go with your answer.
Wow.
www.cancelcodyking.com.
Nice.
Here we go.
Cancelcodyking.com.
All K's, right?
David Blaine or Chris Angel? We went and saw Chris Angel in Vegas.
I was so disappointed by
That
the
was
show.
terrible.
Yeah.
Not good.
And literally, it's one of those things where like we're talking about like someone throws the ball into the area. You knew when he's like the way he did it, you could tell he's throwing the ball to somebody he knew, like an area of crowd that he had set up. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't good. That was at the Luxor.
Blaine is a genius as far as reimagining how magic should look on television. And Chris Angel is a thief. He has stolen so much of I can watch Chris Angel's show and tell you, well, that was Lance Burton's trick. That was, I could go through all the names of the people. Because and he has gotten them the right ways for some people, but he's stolen some of the others. But he just stole the whole idea of street magic from David Blaine and made himself a
Chris
rock
Rock did a bit one time about David Blaine, calling him a trickless magician. He's like, he sat in a box and didn't eat for 2 weeks. He's like, that's called being poor and black. Chris Rock did a whole bit about it.
Yep.
Number 4, would you lose all your hair or nails? The same answer. And if you were to get a tattoo right now, what would it be of? I don't even think you have a family, Cody, so I feel like you made that up. So Ben's answer is correct.
It would be a sapling.
Yeah.
So is it tied 2-2?
No, Ben wins.
Okay. He gets the automatic tiebreaker.
Yeah. Just for coming on the show. So that was the Blitz.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I liked it.
That whole Blitz, even with the background, like the film then, took less than one question of Lindsey Berger.
Yeah, our previous couple guests have taken 10 minutes to answer questions.
They don't understand the definition of rapid fire.
Well, Blitz kind of means quick, I think, doesn't it? Sort of.
Correct.
That's kind of what I thought.
Also off of stalking your pages and stuff, I saw you did Disney Cruise Lines.
I did.
How was that? We've had guests on before that hated doing cruise stuff.
If you, you know what, I would do cruises. At my age now, cruises are fun to do. I mean, I haven't done one obviously in well over a couple of years because of things. I did Norwegian, I did Holland America, and I liked being on those. We went various places. South America, I was on one for 4 months, going around South America on Norwegian. The Disney cruise, they treated me like gold. It was a wonderful staff, a wonderful thing. A place to work. The people, the way you treat all of the people in the theater, you know, all the stage techs and all those kinds of, man, they spelled everything out, and so I was so comfortable walking in there. So they did a great job of behind the lanes. But I got to tell you, I never want to hear another Disney song in my life, because you cannot walk anywhere on that boat.
The whole boat's just playing Disney.
It's all the music, that's all the background, in all the elevators, you know.
See, I'm a big Disney guy.
It's a small world after all.
I think a Disney cruise sounds
That's my
terrible.
theme song. Everywhere I go, it's just playing in the back of my head. Just, it's a small world.
Oh, man. Yeah,
That's fair.
I got real tired of it.
So magic being like a very technical and precise skill set I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know, is the boat moving at all affect any of that?
Yeah, the boat moves. You're in water.
But I mean, does the boat?
You were worried about the props moving on the stage.
Yeah,
as far as how you work on a for Norwegian and Holland America, I took illusions that had wheels that rolled. Yeah,
okay.
We made them specifically so they didn't roll easily, which was a great idea for the cruises. Once I got them back home, and we have them at Adventureland, it takes 3 people to push this thing onto stage. But on Disney, I just worked out of a briefcase on a stool that I brought, and it didn't move anywhere. So I didn't have to worry about that. If you're on very long, you have to get your sea legs, and then you just, everybody walks like a drunk down the corridors. And then when you get off the boat, everything moves for the next 3 days.
Really?
You never feel like you stop moving. So yeah, no, it's an experience.
Have you been on a cruise, Marshall?
One. And you do have to get your sea legs.
Was it Disney?
No.
No? Okay.
I love Disney. I'm a big Disney guy. Never do the cruise. It sounds like the music just plays in your room while you're trying to sleep.
I was a good act for that, and they pick people like me because I'm able to do an adult show that's just for mom and dad to get away from the kids, and yet it's not inappropriate. You know, I'm using profanity and that kind of thing. But then they also need you to come in and do a family show. The kids are involved and all that kind of stuff. And then they also need you to do a workshop where you go and you teach the kids some magic tricks. And I do all those things, so I was a great thing. The problem is out of Des Moines, you know, it's $1 million to fly anywhere out of Des Moines. You know, whereas they would rather pick people out of Florida or out of LA where they're right next to they don't have to fly them anywhere. They can just jump on the ship there. So I'm like last on the list to be called, and then COVID and nothing more.
And now we're here.
Here we are.
Now you're slumming it doing our podcast.
So I'm just going to start swaying so I feel like I'm back on one again. Is that okay?
So you said earlier you're the Mr. Miyagi to Jonathan May's Karate Kid. What would be the crane kick in magic?
Oh man, okay. Well, let me explain. So that you get this wrong, so my answer is correct for that.
Okay.
Jonathan is an excellent magician. Mm-hmm. I didn't teach him any magic.
Okay.
It's not the magic that he needed. What Jonathan had been a magician for such a long time and family shows and all these kind of things that he did magic in a kind of I don't want to say pedestrian way, because he had his own ideas about some things, but it was still very, very typical standard magician. He was trying to get into more comedy. He was trying to make it funnier and make it more adult. And that's what he didn't have a lot of experience with. And he'd been a kid, right? And you can't stretch those wings until you're at least a certain age. So I'd been doing comedy clubs and comedy magic all my life. I've told stories. That's all I do on stage is tell stories. And so that's I helped him understand a little bit more about how you engage people and how you get out of the trick that you're doing and you make it more personal. And that's what. So when you say what is the crane kick, it's being able to be it's being able to go off script. And it's not a trick. It's a skill that you have to learn to be able to walk. Magicians hate to walk away from the script. It's precise and it's all this and you do it this time. And no, you got to be able to let that go and say, this audience, I'm performing for them. They're not here to watch me do this real interesting skill. I'm here to do whatever it takes to introduce. By the way, this is a bad segue. Sorry.
No, it's a great segue.
Because you want to know more about my life?
Ben Ulin, My Magical Life.
Yeah.
By Ben Ulin.
Okay.
I need to put Ben Ulin on it one more time, don't I?
One more. My Magical Life of Ben Ulin.
By Ben Ulin.
By Ben Ulin. Yeah. This is the final edit. I got to put it. I got to make the changes and put it into a file. But this book is coming out soon. I'll let you know about it on Facebook. Check out Ben Ulin.
That's exciting.
Yeah, you said it's in final productions, right? Or final, whatever they call it. They're editing.
No, keep going. No, we'll wait.
Shut up. It's in final stages.
There were words in there, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There were some run-on.
Did you magically make his thoughts disappear?
I think he's already done that.
That's impressive.
Jameson did that years ago.
So it's all my. People don't realize about the time I spent in in San Francisco working on the streets and all the stuff that happened out there. They don't realize the stuff that happened with agents in Los Angeles when they thought I could do commercials. They don't know about all the comedy clubs. My life kind of follows the timeline of comedy here in Des Moines.
Okay.
And so all the things, I was really involved in most of the things. And so if you're interested in the entertainment scene, at least from my perspective, my little magician perspective, there's a history of Des Moines that's kind of written up in this. So I think it's a cool book.
When's that going to come out? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes. I'm going through self-printing.
What you call it, Cody? The editing, mix down.
Editing, rewriting.
The reprint, Photoshop.
Titling.
I was just fucking with it.
I have all the templates, so now it's just a matter of correcting the mistakes.
Okay.
So a good friend of mine, Bill Trotter, not on social media, is a retired now anatomy professor from DMAC, but he edits books. Has always edited a book, and he just gave me this, and it's wonderful his thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know everything that goes in it right now. I've never written a book. Have you, Marshall? Have you ever read a book?
Yeah.
Other than like the ones that have the pop-up thing in the middle of it?
They have pictures in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I read Shiloh once.
Shiloh?
Yeah,
the dog?
Wow.
Spoiler, dog died.
Jesus.
Don't cry, Tiff.
Don't cry, Tiff.
That's an old book.
Yeah, well, I read it in school. I'm old now. You know.
He had it read to him, is what he said. It was like nap time. And
Well, the Goosebumps books, those are like 40 pages. That was great. Speaking of book reports, not really. Transition, though. We got a couple sponsors for the show.
Okay.
Lola's. The hot sauce. Have you had it?
I have not had it.
It's fantastic stuff.
I think I've seen it.
Yep. So they got many
on
different
tables.
Yeah, many different things. They got new seasoning out now.
And it will be available in Lowe's soon, too.
Yep.
Okay, so give me degrees of heat on these. What am I?
So this one here is just their buffalo sauce.
So that's probably their most mild.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it tastes
and they've
like
got
buffalo sauce.
the original. They've got this new one, the jalapeno serrano.
Yeah, they got a Family Reserve, which is hot.
Don't put it in your eye.
Yeah, I did that once. It's not fun.
If it's hot, I'm not going to put it on anything.
Not recommended for your eyeball.
But if you enjoy hot sauce and flavors, Lola's is where it's at.
I'm going to do it. I want to know about the seasoning, though, because I put that in
seasoning. It'd be
chili
comparable
and
to like a use like
spicy
Lowry's,
Lowry salt.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like a
that's
seasoning
great.
salt, but just with nice amount of spice in it.
That I am definitely going to try. I'll put that in my...
Yeah.
You've got,
they also have Bloody Mary mix. They got margarita mix.
Salsa.
Yeah. They got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
If you can't get out to your grocery store to buy it because you don't, feel safe going out, whatever, you can go online, lolosfinehotsauce.com, use promo code ASK8BALL, 10% off your purchase. They'll deliver it right to your house. What a deal, right?
Yeah. Don't have to leave the house.
Also,
You can
Lola's.
stay home, practice magic all day long. Not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Lola's magically pairs great with Bebop's chili. Did you know that?
I did not, but I tell me more.
So Bebop's, another sponsor of us.
I had Bebop's.
Do you love Bebop's?
They brought me, I've been talking about this for weeks, the grilled chicken sandwich. So Neil thankfully brought me a grilled chicken sandwich with cheese tonight. So I'm going to give that a try. They have the best chicken sandwich in town.
Yeah, what's your favorite menu item?
Well, I tend to go with the pork tenderloin. And
always a good choice.
My son always gets the chicken with cheese. But you know what my special treat is? If I've done something really well and I feel I need to treat myself from Adventureland, I got to drive home to West Des Moines, so I got to have a drive. I hit the Bebop's out there and I get myself a chocolate shake.
There you go.
Chocolate shake from Bebop's is the best.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't even like chocolate, to be honest with you. And I still always get the chocolate shake. It's that good.
It's the perfect combination.
I'm not a chili fan, huge chili fan, but yeah, Bebop's chili.
Hey,
I haven't done the chili.
Insider tip: get the big thing of chili, the quart or whatever it is,
the pint or whatever.
and then whatever's left of it, make chili dogs with it the next day.
Nice.
Fantastic. Yeah. Insider trading.
Insider
Call me
trading.
Martha
Is that
Stewart.
what it is?
Yeah. So Bebop's, they also they do a thing called the Bebop's Ranch Challenge. So we did this with Willie. We did it with Ed Wilson. Who else? We did it with just the two of us also.
We did it with Lena.
Yeah, we did some people. So what Bebop's does is they send us these nice ramekins full of
Jell-O
ranch.
shot.
It's a nice ramekin full of ranch.
It's a ramekin.
We each get one.
Okay.
Spell ramekin.
R-A-M-kin. And so
I-K-E-N. You got it.
So now if you do the ranch challenge, what Bebop's will do is they will donate $100 to a charity of your choice.
What?
Yeah, any charity you choose, $100 will donate to them for the Bebop's Ranch Challenge. All you got to do is nominate a couple people to do it as well.
Oh.
Yeah, just nominate some people to do it. Just get the word out about the Bebop's Ranch Challenge. We take a shot of ranch. Bebop's, they will donate $100 to a.
They will dominate too. Yeah.
They will dominate the food industry for sure, and they'll donate money to a charity.
Okay, so how and when do you get other people?
We do the shots of
You do it
ranch
right here.
now. We
Right
do
here
the
on the
shots
show.
of ranch now,
Okay.
and then we go on and we just nominate people, and whether it be on our social media or in person, we nominate people to do it, and we hashtag Bebop's Ranch Challenge.
And Cody suffers through the ranch. Not
Yeah,
that it's
Cody,
not good, I just
Cody
not a
hates
ranch.
ranch. And this
Not a
is
ranch
fantastic
fan.
to watch him do it.
It is.
Do you like ranch?
I'm good with ranch. I dunk vegetables.
This is the first time we've done this on year 2.
Yeah.
Nice, and I assumed it would be creamier, thicker.
First time we did it.
They make it a little easier for us to take shots of.
Yeah.
Is there no scotch in this?
You can chase with scotch.
Vodka?
Oh, cheers to the Bebop's Ranch Challenge. Oh, what's your charity, by the way? Do you have one off the top of your head?
I don't.
Okay,
That I
we'll
don't
think
have.
about it, and we'll let people know. Cheers. Cody, you're getting you're getting so much better, Cody. Yeah. We're so proud of you.
Wow.
I didn't gag that time, guys.
That's true. You're getting better.
Nice.
So shout out Bebop's in the Bebop's Ranch Challenge. If anyone watching or listening wants to take part, get some Bebops, take a shot of it, film yourself. Hashtag Bebop's Ranch Challenge. Let's get some money up for charity.
Yeah.
And
Ben, how would you describe the flavor of ranch?
That was excellent. Sometimes it's, how do I describe?
Delicious.
Put it in a good light. Yeah, delicious. I don't always like it because it's creamier and it's too like
Too
like
thick
mayonnaise
sometimes?
or too
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
that is. This is all flavor. I like that a lot.
Bebop's best ranch. You'll find.
I'm getting better at it.
I'll put them up against
getting
anybody.
better at it.
It's a historic night.
Yeah. Here's a word from our
It's a very
sponsors, and
historic night.
we will be right back.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
Bebop's big tasty burgers, hot crispy fries, and great chocolate shakes.
So why do you come to Bebop's?
The burgers are fresh and fast, and it tastes great.
I like the pork fritters and chicken sandwiches.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
There's only one place we go. Bebop's.
Oh, Bebop's. Better than good.
Lola's Fine Hot Sauce, a generational family recipe using the world's hottest peppers for great flavor. They're vegan, non-GMO project verified, kosher, and all natural. Find them online at lolasfinehotsauce.com. Use promo code AskThe8Ball for 10% off your purchase.
You're probably one of those assholes that are just like, you can't hypnotize me.
No,
You just,
I
act like a dick
absolutely
about it.
was
Don't
like,
let 'em
I
try.
want to go up there and get hypnotized. I don't know why I didn't get wasn't able to, but funny, my junior year I faked it, or my senior year I faked it because I was like, I gotta get hypnotized. I want to be up there. And
Did he kick you off?
Eventually,
by
he did,
faking
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
We have to kick off the fakers because it
And you can
draws
tell
question
easily.
about everybody else who's up
Yeah.
there.
I didn't know. I was 17 years old then.
Oh, that's fair.
I
Big
just
shout
wanted
out
to be
to Bebop's, also Lola's, and also Teehees for having us.
Yeah, thanks Teehees.
Big shout out to Teehees.
Come check out their shows. They got a couple good ones. I saw Sid post today. They're gonna have Mike Getler, Dante Powell,
Mike Getler's
Sid.
funny.
They're gonna have a couple other people.
Yeah.
It's a different format because it's each guy gets 30 minutes as opposed to just a little brief moment, and so you're actually seeing shows rather than just you know.
So Teehees, great place
Mike
for comedy.
Getler. Oh, shout out Teehees.
Lola's great place
Sid's
for.
doing a stand-up class I'm in right now, and it's fantastic too. So be on the lookout for his improv and stand-up classes.
Yeah, Lola's great place for all things spicy.
All things spicy.
And
If
Bebop's.
you
they got,
end up finding your the seasoning there is gone from your demonstrators, it will be on my jambalaya tomorrow night.
Perfect.
If you want it, you can have it.
Yeah.
It's been used, but you can have it.
No, I
It's
get my
open,
own.
but
I
yeah.
get my own. You guys.
No,
All right,
you can
well,
have it.
Thank
either
you.
way.
Thank you. No, it's a very nice offer, but you need displays.
Hey, no worries. Also, big thanks to Bebop's, best food in town.
You talking about the tenderloin? Have you tried the Farmer's Burger, which is a tenderloin with a burger patty on it?
It's on the secret menu.
It's on the secret menu.
What?
Tenderloin with the burger patty on top.
How do you get to the secret menu?
You just gotta know people.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that. That sounds
it's
wonderful.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
We've got the in on all things Bebop's here.
It's called the Farmer's Burger.
Farmer's Burger.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, I'm ordering it.
Yeah, there you go.
Or get the triple cheeseburger if you're really hungry. Let's just kick the segment off real quick and do the.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Look at that.
Jambalaya tomorrow night.
Look at
Ben
that.
Ulin Jambalaya. So Ben, I got some notes from us previous talking before,
Sure.
and I don't quite understand this one, but it says A man in L.A. I'm supposed to ask you about the story of a man in L.A.
Oh, man. We're going to bring everybody to tears.
What is this story?
This is not a fun story.
Oh, it wasn't?
I know. You were talking to Willie.
I think Willie told me about it, yeah.
Willie found this. Okay, this is a inside entertainer story that you don't normally hear. It's usually in one of those tell-all books.
Okay. Is it in your book?
Yes.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
It is. So, okay, I got into a magic convention competition. I don't do those. It's just not my thing. But this one was the Magical Entertainer of the Year competition. And they didn't say magician, they said magical entertainer, and that's me. I'm all about comedy. So I went out to LA to be in this competition. We did several places around the Ice House and a place called Igby's and a couple of comedy clubs and things in the area. So, and then there were judges that watched what we did. Well, I didn't make it into the final grouping of guys that actually performed or competed in the convention. This was all ahead of time. So the reason this is important is somewhere along the line, what I did get out of it is the guy that was booking the Magic Castle in LA, the famous Magic Castle, the place that all magicians, the revered place to play, hired me to host. So they have 3 different rooms. There's a close-up room and the parlor room, and then they have the big palace, they call it. And he asked me to host that palace show as my little comedy magic boy stuff.
Okay.
And so one night I'm playing there, I host, and after the show, this guy walks on. I don't know who he is. Walks into the dressing room, which, it's only the big wigs that they let go back. And he introduces himself, and he's this agent, this big-time agent that I'm not going to mention his name. And he shakes my hand and said, "I'd really like to talk to you about representing you." I thought, whoa, the big time, right? And there was confusion at first because I thought he meant he wanted to put my act on television. I was going to be on Johnny Carson. I was going to be, but no, he wanted me to be in national commercials as an actor. Just, and I'm not an actor. I've been. I hosted the children's show, and so I'm a talent. I'm a face, right? But I talk to people directly. I don't play roles, different, memorizing someone else's words and also talking directly to somebody, which is what I do as a magician. So that was interesting, and so I found out about him, called, and he says, "Yeah, I want you out here. I think I can get you. We can set you up for some things." Well, cool. My energy, youthful. Back then I was cute, had eyebrows. He said, "The only thing is you're gonna have to move out here, LA." Well, I was only there briefly for that thing. I was still living in Des Moines. And so I moved. I moved from Des Moines back up to LA. I went and did these things. I went to his office and he set me up on some commercial runs. I did some cattle call things. And he invited me to his home, which was way up in the hills, beautiful place, to a party. And I walked in there, and at the time, there was the 2 guys from, what's the name of I can't remember the name of it was a goofy show back then. No, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so I recognized there were a couple big name celebrity guys. And I think, well, man, this guy's for real, and I felt really uncomfortable. So I get invited back. He sends me to an acting class and this kind of stuff, and so it looks like I'm doing all the right stuff. So he invites me back to do a reading of a script that he gave me in his home, and I show up. I drive up this, again, this really wonderful place. I pull in. I'm the only one there. Knock on the door, and this young man about my age opens the doors, kind of a valet butler kind of guy. And he said, "Oh, yeah, we're expecting you. Come on in." So I walk in, and here is this agent on a massage table, naked, being massaged by this guy who opened up the door.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, this is California. They have a different way of doing things. Okay, maybe I'll try. I don't want to seem like the prudish little Iowa boy, right? So I sit down at the living room table, and I'm looking around all the wonderful art, and I'm looking out back. He's got a swimming pool and all this kind of stuff. Yay! Okay, what's going on? Well, so the guy gets up, and he puts on a robe, and he sits down, and the other guy packs up his thing and leaves. And so, okay, read for me. So he's, okay, robe, but still naked. And so I go through and I do this reading, and he says, yeah, very good. Now, what are you thinking about so far? And I says, well, the acting class, I don't know if I completely understand this, but I'm doing my best and everything's fine. He says, we need to talk just a little bit more. Let's do this in the swimming pool. He said, you'll find trunks in a little cabana out there. Okay, it was like that moment. Well, of course you have trunks in the cabana, right? Oh, yeah.
Where's this going?
I change, and I put on my little trunks, and he brings out a couple of drinks, and now I'm sitting on the stairs, and he sits down kind of beside me, a little too close, and I swim out, and we're talking, I swim back in for the drink, and suddenly I recognize from the male perspective what a casting couch was.
Oh my God.
He is all over me. He is, and I just froze. I didn't know what to do. It was such a weird, I am aware of women that have dealt with this, and they deal with this all the time. And it's the kind of thing that as a guy, you punch somebody, they come at you. I didn't know what to do. This guy had such power over my potential career, and you just don't know what to do. My mind just fried, and I just froze. And he finally, thankfully, said, "You're not into this, are you?" Duh. I mean, what? You need me to write it down somewhere? And he says, "Okay, look. Here's the deal. If you come to my house, if I invite you to a house, this is what we're going to do. He says, if you come to my office, everything will be professional. But you come to here, this is what the expectation is." And I went, "Okay, understood." And he got up and he walked out, go get dressed, and I put everything on, and I came out, and he was nowhere to be seen. And I walked out the door, got in my car, and drove home, packed my bag, and drove back to Des Moines. And it was this crushing thing of, was I there because he thought I was going to, no, I forgot. The next day, I didn't drive back to Des Moines. The next day, I get a call from his office saying, go to this place, here's the address, for an audition. And this was one of the major network people. So I go in and I walk into the office, and there's a secretary. Can I help you? Yeah, my name's Ben. I'm told I have an appointment here. Okay. And she says, follow me. And so we walk down this long hallway to the very end, and the door opens up, and we walk in, and she goes, this is, I want to change his name. This is David's new boy. And she walks out. And the guy behind the counter, he says, do you have a resume? Yeah, here it is. I set it on. He didn't even look at it. He just set it down. He says, have a seat. He says, now how do you know David? I said, well, he saw me at the Magic Castle. I do comedy clubs, and this is what I'm doing. Very good. Thank you. That'll be all. And I walked out, and I realized that was that David, agent, that's what he gave me the one thing that he said, I'll give you a shot, and he gave that to me, but it was just a, wow. It was all a ruse. So I went home realizing, and from that moment on, that's a thing.
Was David code for Harvey Weinstein?
No.
Okay. I just had to check.
I would have immediately said Harvey Weinstein. I would have, yeah. I would be famous.
You would be.
If I could have attached myself to that. No, this agent he's passed away since then, and he was a nice guy and did a lot of things for a lot of people. He had power and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was that feeling of, did I really have what it took, or did he just think he could get away with this little Des Moines boy, or it was a really terrible feeling.
Yeah.
So that's the story that
Willie wanted me to ask you about, huh?
That Willie wanted.
That was very nice of Willie.
Thank
you, Willie, for that.
That was a great story.
Our audience submitted a few questions.
I'm ready. Audience question. Audience away.
These normally, they're different than you're used to. We have a weird audience. Question 1. This is from a guy in the audience wearing a hoodie.
Oh, hoodie.
That'd be you. Thank you. You're a magician. Can you make my crippling fear of rejection and abandonment disappear? It's a good question.
That's a good question.
Pat answer, I do magic, not miracles.
Yes. All right.
Rats.
Next question. Does a straw have one hole or two holes?
Jesus.
That's a good question.
Depends which trick I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
Cody, what do you think?
Man, I gotta say it's all one hole.
Okay.
I think it's all one hole, but
that's what she said. Next question. Which host would be most likely to have bodies underneath their floorboards? I don't know who wrote that one. They didn't write. They didn't leave their name.
Obviously,
they didn't leave their name.
Between the two of you,
us. Yeah.
I can answer that question with great confidence.
Yes.
Cody.
Yes.
It is always the quiet, nice ones.
That's what they say. He was such a nice guy. He never thought.
Yeah.
You got a real Jeffrey Dahmer-esque about
Jeffrey
you.
Dahmer. Exactly.
You got a John Wayne Gacy kind of thing going on.
Well, I didn't write this one, but they wrote it like it was me. Says, can you make my girlfriend, who I just did a podcast episode with, disappear?
Okay. I do this in my show, so I'm gonna do a little material for you here.
Yes.
I have been a magician for a very long time, and the number one question asked of me, at the end of the show, the number one question, it's always asked by a man, always. It's always a different man, but the same exact thing. Question. They say the same thing. It's not a question, it's just a comment that they make. They will come up, well, it is a question, but ultimately, they come up it's thousands of times. I've done 20,000 shows at Adventureland.
Yeah.
So in 20,000 shows, I can actually say, legitimately, 1,000 people, 1,000 men have asked this, because that's not, I've also done all the other shows outside of Adventureland, so I'm in 30,000 shows. So in 30,000 shows, at least 1,000 times, a man has come up and he says, hey, can you make my wife disappear? I have heard this that many times. I'm not lying, that's the truth. And here's the answer, yes.
Yes.
But when your wife disappears, so does your house, your car, your kids, most of your money, all your self-esteem. Be careful what you wish for around a magician.
Nice.
So then when the wives come up and say, hey, can you make my husband disappear? I say, yeah, but I charge by the pound.
Okay.
So those are the two answers that, I get that a lot. Can you make my wife, my girlfriend, my illness, the cold weather, the
illness?
Everybody wants me to make something disappear.
Nice.
And I
that's
I
my
keep
nickname for
saying,
you, Cody, is my illness.
Yeah. They need to come up and say, hey, can you make a joke about my wife, is what they need to say to comedians. If I was a proctologist, no one would ask me, can you look at this for me? I don't know why it's suddenly a magician has to make everything disappear.
That's fair.
Well, that's like, I'm sure that everybody asks you, they find out you're a comedian. Oh, tell me a joke.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. That's the same thing. Show me a trick or tell me a joke. But the disappearance thing seems to be the one. I don't know what it is. I think that's a weird thing that I know, I'm not a real magician, and I'm not a real magician, and so it's kind of like that.
It's like when the
make something disappear because I know you can't really. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's like when the bars reopened and people thought they were so funny, like, let me get a Corona, hold the virus.
Oh, exactly.
Like, okay, dude, like, get more creative.
You gotta make my girlfriend disappear. Well, okay, but I gotta make her reappear again. You gotta go home with her. So
pull your pants down, she'll leave.
Yeah, that's how Marshall makes people disappear.
Last question was for Cody.
Ooh.
You can probably guess who this is from. Would you rather speed up your ingestion of said ranch shot earlier, or speed up your impending failure of dating Ashley Volbrel?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming from Mendenhall. I knew it was coming from Mendenhall. I knew it.
With that being said, let's do some magic.
This crowd is harsh.
Yeah.
You know that they are harsh.
Let's see a little magic.
Okay, I'm gonna show you one. Again, I'm dusting off something I haven't done in a long time. But I think you'll find it interesting.
Prince,
come here. Bring that camera.
Which is that the guy in the hoodie?
Yeah.
Well, what's his name?
Prince. He's got a. Just make sure you're not wearing open-toed shoes. Hey, can you bring that camera up here?
He's the artist formerly known as the guy in the hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
He saved the last ranch shot for
That's an old
someone's
thing.
feet.
Now, he doesn't have to actually. Now we haven't met before, other than you asked this one question. But before the show, we didn't.
You're just gonna film so that way people know we aren't cheating.
Okay. All right.
Well, you can sit in that chair if you want.
Have
at it.
I mean, okay. Now.
As long as I'm not in Cody's eye line, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Ooh, shadow.
God damn, it's bright.
Okay, so magic. for me, it's no different than comedy. I'm a writer of comedy. I just happen to include magic in it. But magic has this weird quality of being, which is why people ask me if I can make things disappear. It's this weird quality of having this supernatural abilities to, power and all those kinds of things. Magic's related to a lot of peripheral things that we tend to find out things about because they're connected to magic, like astrology, like palmistry, like phrenology, the bumps on your head, like tea reading, right? So all of these things have to do with patterns. They have to do with understanding that patterns, when you find them, they're related to things. And if you find continual patterns, and they're always the same thing. So that's why people think you can read the bumps in your head or the lines on your palm. So there is an interesting thought that comes from like the tarot deck of cards. A lot of people don't realize this. There's actually the minor arcana and the major arcana in a pack of tarot cards. The minor arcana is the one we think of. It has the hangman and the death card and the wheel of fortune and the emperor and all those. But the major arcana it's a regular deck of cards. Now they're weird because they're not the hearts, clubs, spades, clubs. They're coins and staffs and cups and swords. I think they are. Okay, so all of them, however, have the same kind of function. Each card in a deck of cards has a personality attached to it. Has something kind of like each month has an astrology sign to it. These cards each has. Okay, so when you know what the patterns are, they've established that each card has a personality, but it also is established to a kind of a pattern. And the pattern has to do with faces. And that means it's like reading bumps, looking at lines. And I'm going to use this to see how close I can come. Okay. Now I know you better than Eric over here because we've talked more. And I don't know you at all. You. He's just the creepy guy.
Anytime, that'd be great.
All right, is that what it is? Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you something that some close-up magicians use when they first approach a table. They want to be able to guess what kind of choices you make. And so if we look at a pattern on your face and we kind of think, oh, that might be this or that might be this, then we can sometimes guess whether you would choose the right or the left hand, or whether you choose the red or the blue, or whether you would choose the star or the, that's what we're going for. If we can guess that through, with some accuracy. So I'm going to tell you right now, Cody, I know you are an 8. So just keep that in mind.
8 out of 10, yes.
Yeah, he's an Iowa. He's a California 4.
Eric, you are a jack.
I'm a jack?
You're a jack.
Nice.
Ass.
You're a jack.
Off.
8, jack.
8, jack.
I believe you're a 30.
A 30?
30?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, now this got kind of interesting here. So let me be much more specific. You're not just an 8. Cody, you are an 8 of clubs. There's no doubt in my mind your personality is attached to the 8 of clubs. Same kind of thing, no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
You're a little harder because we don't know each other quite as well, and I'm guessing you're a blackjack, the jack of spades or jack of clubs. I think you're one of the blackjacks.
Okay.
So I don't know yet. You're going to help me determine that in a moment.
Shout out blackjack.
I'm a queen of hearts.
You're a 30.
You're a 30.
You're a 30.
I've never seen a 30 in a deck of cards, but I'm
okay. Let's go further with this. I believe you're at 8 of clubs. I'm so confident of that. I want you to give me a number. So remember, I've said 8 of clubs first. I've established that. I want you to give me a number that's in the what's considered the first half of the deck, a number between 1 and 26. First number that comes to your mind, 1 and 26.
11.
11. Please remember, I said 8 of clubs, and you just said 11. That was your choice. You thought it was random. Okay, now
nerd.
I'm gonna need a little bit of help from you. I'm gonna
I'm
gonna have you pick a number that's in the latter half of the deck, from it would be 27 to 52.
Oh.
Right. So so say that number, and that'll tell me how close I am with
Say it out loud.
Yeah.
34.
34, jack of spades. I knew it was one of the jacks, the jack of spades. 8 of clubs, jack of spades.
30.
Okay, now.
Let me pull back for you.
Oh, I have flipped it. I gave them cards.
Okay.
They gave me numbers. I gave you a number. Name a card. Now, you said Queen of Hearts earlier. You can stick with that, but you don't have to. If you name knowing that I may be on way ahead of you here.
Okay.
Name a playing card.
My favorite is actually the Queen of Clubs.
Queen of clubs.
Clubs. Very interesting. Queen of Clubs. Remember that.
Queen of Clubs.
What number did you say?
34.
34. What number
11.
did you say? 11. I marked up a deck of cards here. Can I, can we see this? Where do I need to be so that you, I don't want you to think I'm doing anything weird here.
Well, we got it on camera if anybody doesn't believe it.
Okay, so I took this old deck and I marked it all up. I put numbers on all of them. And you said 34 and you said 11, right?
So each card number, or each card has a number on the back of it.
Yeah. So hopefully
50,
it's
12,
this,
7, 36, 28, 3, 43, 15, 19. They're all numbered.
Okay, yeah. Let's see, I should have put these in order.
And we have not seen these cards yet.
Nope.
And then we're still looking for 34.
Have you seen them yet, Prince?
No.
No.
39.
Thank you.
5, 25, 27, 24. Did you say 24? You said
34.
Did we? Oh, there's 11.
There's 11. If that's the 8 of clubs, I'm gonna freak out.
If this is, and
was that 34?
The other
Yeah,
one's-
you passed 34.
Did I miss it?
No.
There it is. You're right. 34. Okay. And then
Thir-
your favorite card was the what?
Queen of Clubs.
Yeah. Okay.
Queen of clubs. Said.
Queen of Clubs. So I'm gonna go through these and find. There's the Queen of Clubs.
That's Queen of Clubs. All right. You guys ready for some magic?
So wouldn't it be great if I could walk up to a table and know that you would pick either the number 11 or the 8 of clubs? Wouldn't that be great if I could just predict that?
Pretty impressive.
Okay, I said 8 of clubs because I think that your personality has gone with that. That number 11.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
8 of clubs.
No way.
8 of clubs.
What did you say? 34?
I was 34.
What did I say?
You said blackjack.
Yeah,
Jack of
clubs.
No.
No, spades. Jack of spades. Yeah.
No
Jack of
way.
spades. Get out of here, man. And Prince, what'd you say?
You're number 30.
30, but Queen of Clubs.
And he called you 30.
What did I call you?
God
30.
Oh, get out of here.
No
Get out of here.
30.
Get out of here with your
way.
devil magic.
What's the Queen of Hearts?
Yes, I can make your wife disappear.
Why did you change from the Queen of Hearts? Are you hypnotized right now? Blink twice if you're okay.
This is demon magic.
That was awesome.
Thank you, Prince.
That was awesome. You got one more for us?
Our executive
Thank you
producer,
very
David
much.
Prince.
Thank you. Yeah, it was nice to. Oh, you want more?
Yeah, one more for us?
Sure.
Oh wait, Prince, we might need you again.
Well, it's another card trick. Hope you don't mind.
Oh yeah, we love card tricks.
Except
the fact that you're inside of my head right now.
How is that possible that he just did that?
Yeah.
For those of you at home, have you ever done magic on this podcast?
I've never done magic on the podcast. I do love magic.
Jonathan made it. Magic on the
I do
podcast.
know.
Yeah,
he made the Lolo's bottle disappear.
Yeah.
Had the little foam balls.
Well, earlier Cody slowly made a ranch disappear.
Slowly.
Very slow. Bebop's ranch very slowly disappeared because of Cody.
I do love magic. I know a couple of very basic tricks that probably wouldn't look good because I haven't practiced them. But
well, so that trick I just showed you is one of my what I call a magician slayer. I do that for the magicians because anybody that knows a little bit about magic goes, I have no clue.
I literally have no clue I did that.
It's an awesome trick.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how you do that.
I didn't come up with it, but I learned it at some point along the way, and yeah, it's a cool trick.
That's a really good trick. Yeah, because I understand like forces and things like that, but we didn't touch anything. I don't understand how you would have forced that on me.
I didn't.
It's magic.
I did not force that on you. I'm sorry. You had free choice. Absolutely.
Yeah,
all of those were free choices, and that's what's so
I've
cool.
kept my hand on my wallet this whole time because I don't know what to do. I just don't feel safe.
Yeah, but I have a new car.
Oh, shit. That's fair.
Just don't let Tiff drive it home.
Trick. This is the one that I might need to stand up for. This is actually the one where we needed
Prince, we're going to need you again. Stop being lazy.
Yeah, I had him bring up Prince because I hadn't met you and you knew him, and I
gotta
just
earn
needed a third
executive
member up
producer
here.
credit
So we
somehow.
hadn't met before. So this one here, I might need you kind of from the front angle, if
Yeah,
that's
just
okay.
don't block this camera.
Because I'm going to stand, and I just don't want to.
Do you want us to stand too?
No, you guys can sit down. Normally I do this at restaurants when I go from table to table, and hopefully you can hear me is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm usually loud enough. Ooh, look at that. You guys are on it. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm old. Where are they?
Did you make
I'll
them
hold,
disappear?
I'll hold your mic for you. I'm a gentleman.
Ooh. Oh, I brought my case. Ooh, just throwing money around.
This isn't Beach Girls, Marshall. Stop throwing 50s.
If you've been to Beach Girls, you're not spending 50s.
So are you more the close-up? Are you do you have the crotch shot here?
Yeah, we get the crowd shot.
That's ultimately what it's going to have to be. If that's got the wide
That's got
shot.
that's got all of it. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to show you a trick. It's an interesting kind of trick. We need a card selected, and you're going to pick a rather unusual card. I can tell you that right. You were just talking about forcing. I'm not going to force it, but you're going to pick a. Should we have Cody pick it? I mean, you're two-fisted here.
Yeah, we could have Cody pick it.
All right.
You trust him?
Not really, but he can pick it. No, I trust him for this trick, though.
Okay, so you're going to want to ultimately look at his face because you'll know it's an interesting card unless he gives us his poker face. You'll know it's interesting by the way he reacts to it. So you put your finger on any card you like and take it out, and we'll see how he reacts to the card. Let's see what he does. See, I knew he would pick an unusual card. Now, how do I know? Show it around. Yeah, it's got about 1 million signatures on it.
A bunch of writing on it.
Yeah.
How'd you pick that card?
And you're
Looks
probably thinking, well, how did I know he would pick that card? Well, I've been doing this trick a long time.
Okay.
This deck is full of signatures. Okay. I love it because it's a really unusual deck now. I've never counted them all, but there's got to be at least 100 in there. So guess what, Cody?
You have a very nice deck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what she said.
Welcome to LA.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you. You get to put your name on that one. You get to be in
Nice.
my most famous deck. Yeah, put the microphone down and sign a name in there.
Cody, sign his deck.
Find a place, and that way you have chosen the Ace of Hearts. If your name is in there, your initials in there, obviously I have to use that Ace of Hearts and not all the other ones I have.
CK.
In here, correct? Okay, you got that.
Yep.
Show it around. Everybody gets a chance to see it.
Ace of Hearts got CK written at the bottom.
Okay. So we're going to place the Ace of Hearts, the CK, into the deck, a little ways down. Oop, not that far. Right about there. And I'm going to show you how to use this little tiny white dot right there. See that little white button that's right there in the very center?
Right in the middle of the deck.
Okay. The Magicians had that installed a few years ago. It just makes the trick easier.
Okay.
So we push the button. It's an elevator button. Works like an elevator. So wherever your card is in the deck, it sort of whoop, like an elevator, rises to the top, becomes very top.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
We'll do this again.
Right in front of my face. He lifted the card up.
I'm gonna put it back in the center here. You can see how far down it is, right? So Cody, push the button there for me. Starts the elevator. Now we can put your card here, and hopefully you can see it actually come up through all of those cards. Comes to the top, and you know it's yours because it's got
What the hell, man?
Okay. So we'll put it back in the deck here. You can see how far down it is, right? I'm not faking that.
Yeah.
Let me cut it so I don't know exactly where it's at. As long as it's not on the top. 7 hearts. That's not yours. That's not yours. Okay. So now push the elevator button again. There you go. Oops. Got to get it right in the center. Well, evidently the elevator is broken.
I see that.
It's out of order. What do you do? How do you get to the top floor if it's out of order?
Take the stairs.
You take the stairs. Hey, let's walk up the stairs. We'll just walk down a little ways, and we'll look for the card. And when I find it, I will try and walk it back up to the top of the stairs, and then we'll
Get out of here.
Okay. Please make sure that's still your card.
Come on, man.
That is my card.
How do you know?
Because my signature is
It's got
right
your
there.
name on it, right? Yeah. Set it there. That'll place it in the center of the deck. You just place it there, not me. So I need both hands to be available. Can you do that? Can you hold
I'll talk in the meantime.
one up like this and
there you go.
one across it like so? I'm going to move this just a little bit. We're constructing a little stage.
Yep,
Perfect for magic.
It's like a Mr. Miyagi trick. Wax on.
So what we're going to do is we're going to place the cards on your hands like this. Okay. This is what the thing about elevators is they always know which direction to go because a building stays stationary. But if buildings, got turned around and all that, how would the elevator know how to take you to the top floors? How would it do that?
Sure. Cody, you need a manicure.
Can you push the button one more time, or I can do it, I guess. I'll push the button. Elevator, there you go. Now, the elevator started, and all we have to do is set it here, and if the elevator is working and it knows what to do here, one card should find its way all the way up to the top floor.
How's that thing lifted up like that?
Just like it did before. You want to turn that so the cat camera can
What kind
see?
of devil
and
magic
then
is this?
Come back around this way. There you go. It's one card using the elevator to make it to the top floor. Here's the question.
Does it have
Is
the
that
CK
in
on
fact the card you selected a moment ago?
Yes, it is.
There you go. The elevator card trick. Thank you very much. Keep drinking. That's more amazing. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Cody, switch the mic stands. You don't deserve that. I'm very upset by this.
Would you say you're befuddled right now?
I don't know what that means.
I'm befuddled. I'm astonished.
Well, do that. That was fantastic.
That was a great.
Thank you.
I watched that and I have no clue how you did it. And I tried. No clue. And I'm going to watch this on repeat. And I'm so
You know, I have to be very careful with that particular trick because there's cameras that pick up stuff that I have control of your focus, of your attention when I'm live. It's harder with a camera. Camera sees all.
Oh yeah, we only have 2 cameras.
So hopefully.
Yeah. Well, Chris Angel's going to watch this and steal that. So.
Oh man, Chris Angel will be doing it in a snap. Opens up his new show.
Ben, thanks for coming on the show, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
been
you
fantastic.
For having me.
I have
to be here.
My season pass again for Adventureland, and I'm so excited to come see your shows.
Yeah.
Things have changed a little bit for this year. Adventureland is awesome. They are. It's the Michael Krantz, who is at the top of the pyramid there.
Good guy.
Has a completely different vision of where he wants to take Adventureland, and it shows. He has such a troop, an army out there that all want to share this vision. We all want to make it better. So all kinds of things are changing incrementally. The season passes, he now has levels of season passes that have more things that you're entitled to. My shows, something I've wanted to do for several years. I have less shows this year, but they're longer shows. Okay. I get to have more. When you do 6 shows a day, people can walk by and go, "Oh, we'll come to the next." And so I end up with these audiences of 12 or 25. On the slower days, they pack usually on the bigger days, but they can be. So if I only have 3 shows, you got to make it to this show or you're going to miss it. And so they're longer shows. I am going to be using some more assistants on stage, I think, and I'm really excited. We got a couple of new tricks and a couple of old tricks that I've completely redone, revamped, and I'm excited. I'm looking
When
forward.
does the park open up?
May 1st.
May 1st. There you go.
The first weekend of May. If that's, I think it's May 1 or May 2. But yeah, and I think that's for the general public. He had it last year. They did a thing for the season pass holders.
They do season pass holder one. They got a couple dates coming up on that because I saw it when I got the
that are
season
before
pass stuff.
May.
They're like the very beginning of May.
Okay.
And where is your stage located?
I am at a place called Sam Adams Saloon. It's about halfway down in the park. We're kind of close to where the monster is. You got to go a little further. But there's a bridge that you cross over that used to go to the Dragon Island.
Yeah, I always find it by the way to the Dragon and the swim up bar and the water park and all that.
It's the Scrambler or whatever that. It's not Scrambler. What are the Tilt-A-Whirl? That's what it is that goes around.
Okay.
So we're right.
Yeah.
There.
So if you take the ski lift over and you get off and you walk towards the water park, it'd be on the left.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. So Sam Adams, 12, 2:30. And either 5 or 6, I think, on the weekends.
Perfect.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, Ben, for being on the show.
Oh,
yeah,
my pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.
Yeah. And I don't know.
You're still befuddled?
The card trip messed me up.
Thank you to Teehees for hosting us. Thank you to Lola's and Bebops for sponsorships.
And thanks to you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.